Hello everyone, and thanks for coming back to the channel. I'm sure by now you've seen that these new Emax antennas are out and available. I just didn't know if anyone had tested them or not, so I thought I would give them a go in my environment. By the way, white means left hand. It also gives arrow directions on the cap here. Hopefully you can see that it indicates which way the circular polarized is turned, so you can mix. So if one guy's flying right hand, another guy can fly left hand and stay off each other. VTX signal. The first thing to note is the weight. So I'm testing against the stock and whip antenna or linear antenna that came on the Baby Hawk Pro 4R or Pro 4. It's the 4-inch Baby Hawk. Let's weigh these up. So the stock antenna weighs 1.4 grams. The straight MMCX connector weighs just over 2 grams. The 90-degree angle MMCX weighs 2.25 grams. And the antenna with the SMA weighs almost 4 grams. So really all I'm testing are these two antennas right here. The straight through MMCX and the right hand angle or the right angle linear antenna, and I'll have it clearly labeled. Let's roll that flight footage. So I did try to line these up, and we'll have to pause here in a moment as we get into this flight footage a little bit. And these are kind of identical runs, and I go over to my neighbor's place so we get down below grade, and we get quite a bit of brush or leafery or greenery in between us and the VTX. So far I don't really notice too much, but you know I'm flying a little bit faster on the right, so I am going to have to pause the flight video on the right so the left can catch up. There's our pause, and then we'll roll again as the left catches up. And we're about synced up again, so you get an idea of the breakup around the house. Of course, this is DVR breakup through my Fat Shark goggles running the rapid fire module and 2 Axie antennas from Lumineer. The rapid fire module is running 1.17. I give you all those details. Longtime subscribers will know that spiel by heart, and I still haven't updated my rapid fire because, well, I just haven't gotten around to it. Some general flying, and then we're just going to come in and land it. Because there's not much more to show, really. So to me, watching that flight footage back a couple of different times, I can't tell much of a difference. There might have been some difference, and there might be more of a difference in different environments, especially if you're flying with others. There could be a dramatic improvement if you're flying with others, or if you're flying around metal structures, things of that nature. But I thought I should at least give it a go in my environment. I do like one thing, and that is how this thing stays in place when you bend it, and it's really small. It used to be that when we got this kind of static bend and stuff, that the coaxial cable was much larger. So I am interested in seeing about that, because we used to make our own FPV antennas, and that was one of the things I was always looking for, so that I could have an antenna. Typically it came out of the top of the back of the VTX, like you had your VTX and your camera right here, and you kind of just wanted to have things bend back a little bit, so in a tumble it would just bend and flex rather than putting all the pressure on your solder joint. So if you guys know where to pick up some of this super small, let me measure it. So on my calipers, it's about 2.5 in diameter. And that's what I'm kind of looking for. If you guys know where to buy some of that, I'd sure be interested in picking some up, because I still do fly those all-in-one camera and VTXs, and I would like to have a little bit of this if it doesn't add too much weight. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or otherwise, please let me know in the section down below. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.